Welcome to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I'm your host, joining the Machine Hughes, and joining me as ever, it is the lovely Freyja.
Hi guys.
Hey Freyja, how's it going?
It's going great.
I saw your tweet midweek, sitting
Mm-hmm.
in your Oriental digi garden.
My little digital garden.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool with digital sun.
Digital sun. I'm digital, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's like I'm talking to, it's like I'm doing a walk on the Tron side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's more like what's the thing on Star Trek where they go on the little digital adventures on the ship?
Oh, the holodeck.
Yeah, the holodeck.
Don't be saying that. Everything goes wrong on the holodeck.
I know.
Which explains why we had problems with the microphones before we started. All right,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
I'm you holodeck. All right, okay, cool. Enough picking on Trek. So some news. Last time we were talking, we were extolling the virtues of the Suicide Squad. Azeki, did I pronounce it right?
Isekai.
Yeah.
Isekai. It's okay, Johnny. You're British. I'll let it. It's fine.
Yeah. Cool. What was I going to say? So, we were talking before the pod release date somewhere July time. Is that right? For the Japanese fans?
I believe so. I believe it's July 5th or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. When do we get it over in the Western world, then, do you think?
I don't know.
Be interested to see how it goes. I mean, is HBO Max still a thing?
It's on Netflix.
Right, so we'll get it on Netflix.
Yeah. I'm
bearing in mind the British Netflix is different to the US Netflix. We don't get the same programs all the time. So
they haven't released let's see. It'll be on Max in July as well, but probably just later. So yeah.
Cool. Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. Got our fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've been watching the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you know I'm ready for a clean slate of animation. I'm ready. It's like, right, okay, this style's done and dusted. Bring on the next. Let's see what we got. But you know,
yeah,
we did mention Batman Ninja. Although I did hear that they were getting a remake as well somewhere along the line.
Batman Ninja. I haven't heard that, but
well,
and with Suicide Squad Isekai, they actually released a character trailer for Clayface as well. So it looks like they're leaning more heavily into Clayface's like being an actor type, you know, like they did in the animated series.
The Basil Karloff version.
Yeah. So he kind of looks like a rich guy type of thing. So I like that they're leaning into that again, instead of just the blob monster still. So yeah. So okay. I'm excited, but
yeah, we'll see. I could do with a new interpretation to go on with things. It is the month of June, which means it is Pride Month. Correct?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. And
it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month as well. So for all you dudes out there, go hang with your bros.
Mental health of blokes is it's actually a good point to bring up. Historically, I don't know what it's like in the States, but over here in the UK, the age group of people who are most at risk of self-harm and suicide are blokes, guys, dudes, between the ages of 35 and 55.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that correlates over there.
I believe that our suicide rates for men has gone up over here. I think it's like let's see. I think it's increased by so it's 22.8 per 100,000.
Wow. So it's important historically.
It's actually,
go on.
I'm just saying, and it's for females it's only 5.7 per 100,000. So it's a lot more for men.
It's important then, blokes, gents, how if you are biological, identify as whichever aspect that is applicable to yourself. It's important, therefore, that you find someone to talk to. If you've got stuff going on in your head, find someone to talk to, someone you can trust. It doesn't have to be a family member. Sometimes it's better if it's not a family member, because family, they love you to bits, but they won't say anything to hurt your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you get the best answer. So try and find someone you can trust, someone whose viewpoint, who you can rely on, and speak to them. Speak to your doctor. In the UK, speak to your GP. If you need to speak to someone, look at the mental health crisis teams around your area, both stateside and the UK. The Samaritans in the UK is 116-123, which is free from every mobile or cell phone on any contract of any company, and they're open 24/7, 365. So there is somebody always there willing to listen to you if you pick up that phone. Stateside, the Suicide Prevent. So you have to Google that one.
Yep.
Massively important. Okay. PSA done. Pride.
Yes.
There's a lot of, I suppose, I don't know if this is the right way of going about it, but I'll say this. The current series of Doctor Who is very prideful, I guess. Is that the right word?
Yes. I don't know.
It's the word I'm using. And it focuses generally on a lot of LGBTQIA plus stuff going on. Why is it then that DC, who historically have been a bit fair in this, they've done okay. I mean, they've got a slew of LGBT characters now. Why have they seemingly dropped the ball this time around, do you think?
I don't know. Because they're focusing. I think it's because they're focusing more on the sexuality of the characters and actually creating a good storyline for the characters.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Because your sexuality is not a personality trait. I'm sorry. Even as a person, as a part of this community, it's just it's not a personality trait. I've hung out with many lesbians that, like, if they focus so much on the fact that they're lesbian, then they're the most boring fucking people I've ever had to hang out with, you know? And so, but when, you know, they're like, oh, a lesbian, you're like, oh, cool. You know, that's, you know, there's just kind of something about them, you know, it is, they're fun because like, oh, I like doing this and this and this. And you're like, oh, and then they come out and they go, oh, I'm this, you know, I'm a lesbian. And then you're like, oh, or I'm gay or pan or whatever. And you're like, oh, I didn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know. You know?
That's exactly how it should be, though. It doesn't. I'm with you on this. It's like if I've got somebody I'm talking to and we're talking about comic books or Batman or whatever, and we're having a great conversation, at no point does it enter my head to ask the person, oh, by the way, how do you identify? Oh, by the way, who are you attracted to?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even do that if I was speaking to a woman. Biological or non-biological. For the record, when I say agenda, let's assume, please, that I am incorporating all the variants of that. So biological, non-binary, and so on, how you identify, right? Because I'm not doing that speech all the time.
I'm just using it as an umbrella term, okay? If you're under the umbrella, you're under the umbrella.
So to me, it's like, it's so random. It has no genuine impact on having a conversation about geeky stuff or music stuff or film stuff. You know, it's you don't bump into someone in the supermarket as you're reaching for the same bottle of beer and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you gay?"
Yeah,
you just say, "I'm sorry, there's your bottle of beer."
Like I have friends for years and years and years, and then I just kind of like drop it out of nowhere, and then all the guys kind of turn to me and go, well, that makes sense. And then we just met on with our lives. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, that's great, because that means you're getting accepted for you without being accepted for any gender or any sexuality element that goes on there.
No, because
that's exactly how it should be.
I don't base my friend group on that.
Exactly. And they don't base theirs.
Yeah, exactly. and so like, oh, okay, moving on, let's go do like, oh, okay. And that's why I don't know, but back to the actual story that we didn't even start talking about. I always check this out because I always, I'm like, maybe this year we will have something, maybe they'll do it right this time. Maybe it might like it, and then I'm always just so disappointed, and I'm just like, all right, guess I'm going back to my foreign stories because like I was telling you earlier, Johnny, like and I've even said this on the podcast before, that I read foreign LGBT stories and they're a million times better. Even the Chinese ones, like some of my favorite gay stories are from China, and it being LGBT in China is illegal. It's illegal to be that. But they have better stories, like the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, Heaven's Official Blessing is really good too, and they have anime adaptations and stuff. But because it is China, they censor those. But you can get the actual books and stuff that doesn't censor that stuff out. But the comics do, but the actual like novels don't. And then like there was one called like Breaking Through the Clouds, Swallow the Sea is also a good one that I'm currently reading. And I'm like, this is from like China. And then there's Korean ones that have also had drama adaptations like Systemic Error and all this stuff. And I'm like, how come these Asian countries that are just barely, like, if not like China hasn't at all accepted it, but Korea's barely being into like the accepting phase of LGBT. How come they have better stories than we do? Why do I have to go to foreign countries that are quote unquote more conservative than our country to get good LGBT stories?
Well, that's a great question, and I think some of the indie books deal with gender and sexual identity a lot better than the mainstream books. Books like Sunstone by Stefan Seach, absolutely fantastic. It's about two people who fall in love but don't know they're in love. Just so happens they're into bondage and the girls. It makes it translates well when you see how the heterosexual side of that equation builds up in the following volumes. It's exactly the same sort of idea that there's two people who are trying to be a relationship, but they're not because it's not quite working. And it's the gender element isn't the reason why. It's just another aspect of that. So I think there can be elements in Western comics that do it really well. I don't necessarily think that DC do it particularly well, although I will say that DC put more effort into it than Marvel. Which is a given. The book we have,
that's not really.
yeah, that's true. The book we have on show at the moment is this year's DC Pride. It's a celebration of Rachel Pollack. Now, for those of you who don't know, Rachel Pollack is known, I suppose, as a science fiction author, comic book writer, and she's an expert on divinatory tarot. Comic book wise, she's worked on Doom Patrol as part of Vertigo. She worked with Grant Morrison and Tom Peyer as the editor on that. And she wrote Doom Patrol for a couple of years before doing other things around that. So in order to celebrate her and how off the wall Doom Patrol could be at times under the her, I suppose, her writing as well as Grant Morrison's, DC have pulled this out as the celebration. I personally would have liked to have seen more expert. They've got a raft of characters that they could use. They just need to do them correctly. Surely to God, all their main characters can't be tied up in the absolute power stuff that's going on. Please, no. Anyway, so this is with it being a celebratory book, there are several elements to this. First off, you've got Doom Patrol 70, and you've got Vertigo Visions, the Geek, and you've got a new story which is written in homage to this. So I've had a look at this. Freya, I'm assuming you, as this is your pick, you've looked through this. Is there a particular story that you liked out of all of them?
Honestly, no. I'm like, like I said, I'm like a disappointed parent at this point. I'm just like, I had high hopes and I don't even know why. And then I look at it and I go, whether it's the art that takes me out or just the story itself,
well, I understand we'll talk about the first story, the Doom Patrol book, right? So the guy, he's got a thing going on in that he thinks that his size of his manhood is the problem, when in reality the girls are saying it's his physicality. He's a small guy, he needs to bulk up and all that sort of stuff. So to talk about mixed metaphors and mixed messages for sure on this one.
Yeah.
Not even thigh highs could save my interest on this. And then this is what he becomes. Yeah, so this is written by Rachel Pollack, Scott Eaton's on pencils, Tom Sutton's on inker. And this is the level of absurdity that Doom Patrol went down. Now, I like some Vertigo books. Yeah. I loved Sandman Mystery Theater. I thought that was brilliant. But some of this like really off the wall stuff, I just don't get. It's not my cup of tea. I prefer structure in a sense of knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. Does it try too hard to be off the wall? I'm not sure. But it's a reprint, so you can go back and have a check and see if it floats your boat. And if it does, then have at it. I'm sure they're in the back issue bins of many a comic book store.
Yeah.
But I think it tries a little hard in places. The graphic elements in the book are obvious, and which I think surprises me when I thought, well, surely it's not just that in your face. And then things get worse with boxing gloves and stuff coming out of it. I was like, what's going on? It's like, that's obviously I wasn't smoking the right stuff to get this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, I would have thought a Pride book would have catered to more relevant, more realistic aspects. And I suppose I'm with you. I'm a little bit disappointed on this one.
Yeah, I just wanted a good story with some LGBT superheroes. I did, and they just, because of I just need to stop even looking at these, because they keep doing the same thing. It's just hyper focused on the sexuality to a point that it kind of feels like it's a fetish type thing. Kind of like the Batwoman book where it was always constantly jumping back to her and her girlfriend in bed or making out or something. It just feels, I don't want to say icky, because it's not like, it just feels like
disingenuous.
Disingenuous. That's the word. Yeah, it just feels like they're like, oh, it's June. Let's throw something together, and I'm like, it's just weird. It would be like focusing on like a Raven Beast Boy, relationship, but then you find out that Raven's a furry, type of a thing, and that's why she likes Beast Boy, and that's like the whole focus of the story. It's just, it feels disingenuous. It feels like people who have a fetish for this are writing it, and they really want to be writing porn or something. Like, it feels weird. And I'm like, just write me a good story where the characters are just LGBT. Like, I keep bringing up the Grandmaster, but that was a whole kind of buddy cop reincarnation storyline that was dark, and it had zombies, and it had violence and all this stuff, and betrayal, and all these great elements. What just happened that the guy was, it's a gay story with the two main characters are gay. But the overarching story was fantastic, and so it's just, I want that. That's what I want.
Well, let me ask you this question then. How about this question before we move on to our next book? Do you think the wheels fell off the DC Pride wagon when they decided to shelve the wedding between Maggie and Batwoman? Because that was the up to that point, that was the most kind of open relationship that they'd had. And they've tried to, throw Harley and Ivy on that.
But they ruined Harley and Ivy too, because they introduced a character I feel like is a self-insert. I don't know if it is, but it feels like it's Janet from HR. And now they're in this love triangle with Janet from HR.
I'm not reading it.
And I'm like, who? Because I was reading the other Pride book that came out, and she's in it with Ivy. And because I thought, I saw Harley Quinn and stuff, and I'm like, and I saw this Ivy. I'm like, oh, Harley's gonna pop up. But no, then Ivy starts making out with Janet from HR. I'm like, why do they make these love interests feel like self-inserts, and they're the most boring characters ever? And I want to see Harley, and I don't even like Harley. And I was like, Janet from HR? This is stupid. She's a terrible character. I don't want to see Janet from HR. Even the name is dumb. Like, it's just...
Damn it, Janice.
Damn it, Janet. You. Yeah. Damn it, Janet. I need to go watch that.
There you go. Trust me. Yay! We got the LGBT back to Pride. Yeah. Let's go and do the time warp.
Time warp again. I can actually play that song.
Yeah. I can actually dance the song, I suppose.
I can't. No, I'm super uncoordinated.
Yeah.
I can play instruments. I can't dance.
It's just a jump to the left.
Jump to the left. I need to watch that.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'm with you on that one. All right. Okay. So, if you want to do Pride right. Trust the characters. Yes. Trust the writers. Love is love, regardless of gender, regardless of sexuality. If you want to write a story about characters who just happen to be LGBTQIA+, fine. They're LGBTQIA+. It doesn't define us. Me being British doesn't define me. It's just where I'm from.
Yeah.
My gender, my sexuality doesn't define me. Regardless of who people think I am or who I am, I answer to Johnny regardless. So
yeah,
there you go. That's good. Or the Machine as well, of course. Mr. Hughes, I'm in trouble.
I will just pretend like no one's calling me and keep walking.
Yeah.
I don't respond to anyone.
I am still coming over there. I'm going to start shouting. Freya. like the Sega.
I'll walk faster.
Like the Sega tune. Freya.
Retro.
I'll tell you, I'm on fire today. All right. So our second book, hopefully goes a little bit better. It is this little gem. It's the second part of the Boy Wonder 5-parter. Last time we were around, I said check out the first one. So this is, where's my notes, written by June Barr. Art by June Barr. Chris O'Halloran's on colours, and Aditya Bidikar is on letters. I absolutely love this. I'm not going to lie. I even enjoyed the Batman Returns visual gag in there. What were your thoughts?
I love this book now. I'm glad you told me to read it. I'm going to start. You suggested. I am.
You'll start listening to me more. All right. Okay. Cool.
Yes, I need to listen to you more. Yes. But yeah, I love the art. It took some getting used to, but I know it's probably not right, but I'm getting like Where the Wild Things Are vibes from it. Which I really like. It's very reminiscent of like old styles I used to see as a kid. And then which makes sense because this is kind of like a viewpoint or / in the mind of a Damien type of situation. And he's a kid. He was 12 years old. 12? Was he 12 when he came to live with Bruce?
Let's say 12.
I think he was 12 because he had his 13th birthday at the mansion with Alfred. So he's a young kid, and so he's a child. So everything is in the viewpoint of kind of a child, and I like the stylization. I really like the story with Red Hood, which Matthew's not here for us to praise Red Hood again, but I liked the style. I like how Red Hood is designed and how he's all scarred up and everything from, what happens to him, and how he is as a person and how he views his relationship with Bruce. And then Damian comes in and they talk, and Damian, they kind of have the parallels, and that's why they don't get along, is because, two people with like similar personalities kind of have personality clashes because they're too alike, And so I like that. I also I like the villain in this. I don't know why, but I just like his design. He's very dapper, very demon-esque. Yeah, I greatly enjoy this. I'm going to be picking these up. I'm going to start buying them. I really, really like them. And yeah, I just like Damian's viewpoint of everything. And I also like how Bruce, Batman, is like how they talk about him, of like how they characterize him in this, and how they have this conversation where Damian's like, oh, I wish he treated me more like you. And then Red Hood is like, no, I wish he treated me more like you, like his son. And he's like, he's not disappointed in you. Like that whole conversation I really liked.
Yeah, me too.
It was a very well done, because I love Bruce being a good father figure, because, he lost his parents, but he knows what his parents were like with him. And so I like this type of Bruce. But yeah, I like everything about it. I like how they show, I think it's Talia, where he's like, so have you talked to my mom lately? And he's like, no. No. But I like how it's like, why would I? But like, I like how they show her in this. She's kind of like, where is it?
I think I'm
trying to find it. Damian. Because she's like this. I also like when they gave, because they're talking about like how they're like each other, and how they gave Red Hood the horns too.
Yeah,
they're slightly different. Where is it? Yeah, he makes her like Talia. She's like this shadowy figure with these yellow gleaming eyes, like hovering over him.
Is there a page number?
I think I don't know. It's after that. This is right. No, it's before that. It's after they're talking. It's while they're talking in the. I don't know the page number. Sorry.
All right, I'll just keep looking.
It's before.
That's her there.
Yeah, that's her right here.
Yeah,
where she's just this imposing figure, just looming there, And then it's him coming out, and everyone's just looming. Like there's Raj and all the others, and he's a zombie coming out. I really like that, but this is really good. I can't stop praising this book. It's so good.
The Batman Returns element is on the wall, right there. Hell here.
Yeah.
Which, for you, Batman Returns, it should say hello there, but of course, it's been kitty-catted. I love this book. I thought it was great. I'm not a huge Red Hood fan. That goes without saying. I think I've said it a million times already. That said, I think it's interesting that we look and see the parallels, like you mentioned, Freya, between Damian and Jason, because they are a little bit more violent than Tim and Robin. Tim and Dick. They are kind of the I suppose the outcasts of that little quartet. So that's interesting. It's interesting to see also how people's perceptions are skewed. And I'll give you a real life example on this one. When I speak to my brother about our family, I always, because every time I speak to our mum, she says, she tells me about Jamie, right? Fine. And then and I think, all she's interested in is my brother. But he gets it the other way around, that when he speaks to her, all she talks about is me. So she get on, all he cares about is Johnny, right? That's the way it works. So when we have this conversation, I say, I've been speaking to your mum. And she says, and he'll say, I've been speaking to your mum. And that's kind of like, I suppose, a snapshot of the dysfunction that is my life. Snapshot of...
Sorry.
It's fine. I was going for the joke. It's cool. But it kind of changes. It's how we perceive things. Our worldview is our worldview, and your worldview is correct within your, I suppose, perspective and your context. but not everybody shares that worldview, and not
Mm-hmm.
everybody understands that context. So I think the parallel is interesting, but I think I would have liked, if I'm being super picky, and I am being super picky, I would have liked for Jason and Damien to have a realization that what they have is pretty damn good, rather than just being like, oh, I wish I had what you had. The grass isn't always greener. But I suppose that's down the way. It's 5 issues. We're only 2 books in. So we've got some stuff going on for sure.
And so far the pacing is really good. So here's to hoping they keep that.
Well, I think obviously they're doing the world Robin tour, aren't they? Basically, last time we had
Dick Grayson,
Batgirl. So now we've got Red Hood. Next up is Red Robin. Yeah. So that means Steph Brown's going to be there sooner or later.
Yeah. I'm excited. Maybe spoiler and
There's I love the Batgirl run with her in and with Steph Brown, and how has conversations with Damien, how it's just so proper brother and sister. It is brilliant. If you get a chance to check it out, go look it out. It's on it's pre-52. No, it's not. No, it's pre-Flashpoint. That's how long ago it is. Brian Q. Miller. Go and check it out. You can get it in the old comic book bins, I'm sure. Cool. All right. We'll take a break for one of our other shows. Where shall we go? You know what? You've mentioned reading other countries' fiction and stuff. I guess we might as well have a listen to some other countries' music, right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
There we have it, K-pop Cosmos. Yes, I was bopping my head whilst it was playing. It's the chicken, the pullover, the purple and pink pullover that gets me every time.
Oh, really?
I don't know who that is. I'm like, whatever. But okay, it's cool.
Yeah. I'll send you who it is.
Cool, excellent. Right. Next up is a book. I'm surprised you picked this book, considering how much hate you give the accompanying TV show.
Yeah.
It's My Adventures with Superman. Written by Josie Campbell. Pablo M. Collar is on art. Nick Filardi is on colors. Lucas Gattoni is on letters. Frey, this isn't my cup of tea. I'm not sure why you picked it. So take it away, do you?
I don't know why I do this to myself. I really don't. I just some days I'm like, this will be fun, and then it's like, I don't know. It's terrible.
Actually, I didn't think it was that bad.
But the thing is, okay, it's terrible that I do that to myself. Is what I meant. I didn't mean the book. So the art style, love it or hate it, it's not bad, but it's definitely a style you either have to like or not.
I've noticed the new Superman symbol they're using it.
I hate the new Superman symbol. I can't tell that's an S unless I really look at it for a while. Like, oh, okay. And then every time he shows up, I keep doing that. I look at his chest. I'm like, okay, I can tell that's kind of an S, I guess. It actually just looks like an anti, know this, no smoking sign is what it really looks like to me.
Super signs.
No super signs. No signs. Yeah. Because I can't tell it's an S. It's a weird, funky S. It's really like thick in the middle and then thin on the. I don't like the design. It's hard to see what it is. This Lois.
Lois isn't where's that? There she is, Lois.
I don't know why.
You would like Lois because she's on manga. Look at those big eyes.
She's not manga because she doesn't have giant tits. Let's be real.
She's got big eyes. I mean, now she's going to catch a Pokeball. She'll be fine.
No. She looks okay. She looks like kids anime, but she looks like a 12-year-old boy, and that's what I don't like. Just because you're trying to make her less, whatever, doesn't mean that she has to be as flat as a board, and look like a 12-year-old boy, and dress like, frumpy,
The book
there are
isn't
plenty
aimed at us, bear in mind. This book is not aimed at us in any stretch of the imagination.
I know, but I don't know who it's aimed at, honestly. I don't know anyone who actually likes this stuff, but maybe that's because it's my friend group. I like the use of colors. It's very bright and cheerful. I don't know. I assume that's just how Superman should be. I don't know. The story overall wasn't bad. Like the story itself was amusing. So I like the story. It's just mostly the design choices that I have an issue with. I kind of like their relationship. It's cute. Him and Lois. It's adorable in this. So overall, I wouldn't say this is a bad book. It's just not for me. Story's good. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my thing.
Exactly what I've just put on my notes. I wrote that earlier. Not really my cup of tea. Thanks.
It's just
stop stealing my lines, man.
Sorry, I hang out with British people. I steal their lines sometimes.
You know more British people than me.
Yeah, actually, I do. I don't know if her dad's Scottish, her mom's British, so she grew up in England for a bit before they moved to Canada, and then they moved down here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know, and then Irish isn't British, so
No, Irish isn't.
So
British.
Lorna doesn't count, but so it's just I like when his eyes go infrared or the X-ray where they go all yellow and weird. I like that. I do like that. I'll give him that.
I absolutely thought this book was nice and charming. It has it's Superman but done simply.
Yeah.
And I think if you're absolutely right, it's not aimed at us in any stretch of the imagination. But I like it when Superman thinks he's doing the right thing because he trusts everybody because he's a good guy, and then he realizes that nope, you're a duper, man. You've been duped. That's how bad the jokes are. I'll use the best line for being dysfunctional. So it was interesting. I didn't know that Lois and Jimmy were in on the secret in this book.
Yeah, they figured it out relatively quickly in the show. So
I also don't get why the gang are trying to distract Clark in the planet if Lois already knows that he's Superman. It's like then whatever she's doing, he'll be able to. Whatever.
I don't know. We're thinking too much about the kids show thing.
Yeah,
the kids show.
That's right.
I
am thinking a little bit too much about it. I didn't mind. The S is one thing. Yeah, I give you that. I didn't mind the art style. I thought it was quite. The key to the art style is it has to look like the cartoon show.
Yeah.
And if you deviate from that too much, you'll lose the audience that you're aiming for.
Yeah.
I like the fact that if there's any kids who love the cartoon show, they can walk into a comic book shop now with their parents and pick up a book that looks like the show they're watching, rather than Brainiac taking on Superman, taking on Lobo, taking on Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that mess.
Exactly. So I kind of like that there's that going on. And then obviously as kids grow up, they get into the proper Superman, if that's their take. So no, I thought this book I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because you've got to think the art in June Barr's art in the Robin book is very cartoony, very comic strippy, and this is more anime in a different way. And I'm kind of, I admit that I'm a noob when it comes to anime, so apologies if I've insulted everybody who's just looking at this ahead. So it's just interesting how comics can kind of adapt to reflect that, rather than just kind of being comic books, So
Yeah.
I thought it was clever. I thought it was well done. I liked it. I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
if I had a young kid, I'd be buying this book for them for sure.
We're just old and cranky.
Some of us are older and crankier.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Thank you.
You're
Keep going.
welcome.
You'll be an honorary old timer soon.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
We should have a young timer versus old timer.
Young timer. Oh, you guys would win. All that knowledge.
I like how you paused before you said that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh my god! All right, I used to be dark haired before I started doing this pod. All right, okay. Never. I don't think you've ever known me with dark hair, have you?
No, all right. I don't think so.
Right. So, Absolute Power is just around the corner, and we know that Zer or Failsafe's going to be in it. We know Brainiac's going to be in it, and we also know Amanda Waller's in it. So, what better time than to conclude the Failsafe story in Batman? What? Talk about well timed. Not. This is Batman 148, written by Chip Zdarsky. Jorge Jimenez is on art. I can never say this guy's name, and I apologize. Is it Tomo Maru? No, Tomo Mori.
I don't know.
It's the first name that gets me. Mori. It's Tomu Mori. That's what I'm going with. Clayton Cowles on letters, as you expect. All right, the Dave. That's the cartoon character from the Batman cartoon, who's an amalgam of all the villains, if you remember my pod a while ago. The Batman saga, it's done. He's done it. Oh, has he?
No.
I don't know. This is allegedly the final part. This is the conclusion. Batman versus Batman. What are we thinking of this book?
Okay. So,
hold on. Let me find my Freyja rant button.
No, that's not gonna. I'm fine. It's not that. It's not. So a few things. I like. Okay, the use of color's nice as usual for most books. So shout out to the colorists. The design for Failsafe Zer Batman. I actually like. He kind of is giving me like Batman Beyond vibes for some reason, and I quite like that. I like the black and the purple combo with a little bit of yellow mixed in, and this I could have been the gray is fine. The gray is fine. I would have done a different color, but that's just me. I like that. I like the Bruce Wayne Robin clone that's going on. I don't really like his colorization as much, but that's more of the Zer color palette. So I get that. I like Damian being a little shit. well, like stuck to the wall. It cracks me up. But and then of course Jason Todd did well. They did well writing him as well. Once again,
he dies. Yeah,
I know he dies, and then
he
comes. Yeah, but so overall, I liked the story. I liked how it ended. Everyone coming together. They have Signal. Hooray! He appeared again.
Hey,
yay!
That spoiler. Yay!
Yay! The people are around. I like certain shots. I
love that panel. I love that page, with the water coming down. Yeah. And then
I was going to bring that up. I also like the one where he's standing in front of all the cops. That's just a personal thing. I like that. It's very nice. Like I said, the colors are just fantastic in this, and I like how the water's just dripping off of him everywhere. It's nicely done. The fight was I don't know, but overall I liked it. I liked him versus Zur Robin. I don't know what his name is, and then like Damien pops out of nowhere and just kicks him in the face, or like just tackles him.
If you notice, I think, and this is where things went a bit screwy for me, because I thought some of the fight scenes were just too chaotic.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I agree. The fights are.
So in this panel here, this bottom right panel, that's the R that he throws off his chest. Can you make that out? I was like, what? And then that's the R that he throws from there and lands there to break the bonds. But to me, I'm like, hold on, he's throwing it from like up here, you know, and then it goes down. It's not a football.
I thought he threw two of them.
I can't see.
There's one. Yeah, there's one behind Tim's head, and then there's one in front, and then there's another one. Actually, maybe there's three, because then there's another one that's closer to the top of the frame right there. So I think he threw three of them. So that's what I only saw two, but now I'm seeing three. So I think he threw three of them.
One.
So.
See two. Where's the third?
The one it's that black line right above
that one
Tim's
there.
head. Yeah, I think that's an R as well.
Okay.
Because it's like it's stretched. So that's what I thought it was. So I thought he threw three. But if it might just be the illusion of movement as well, but I don't know why they would do it that way. But in my head, he threw three of them now. So I think that makes sense. But yeah, I don't. Poor Jason. He's like, so can you die again? And I'll. I don't know how the Lazarus pits become kind of like a was it like a Deus Ex Machina thing? Like it's there when they want it and anyone can find it now. It's not like this thing that is hard to find anymore.
Well, this is the Lazarus off the asteroid that gives Lena the extra lives.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, it's just like now it's just kind of become this thing that's just around a lot now, you know. So then
it's not quite as bad as Wally West the Flash going back in time.
Yeah, well,
every two issues.
Yeah, so. That's the thing. So yeah, overall, there's quite a few panels I like. I like when Zur or Failsafe, whatever, starts freaking out because Failsafe starts taking over. I like that. It's because he goes from purple to like red everywhere. So I like that use. So yeah, overall, I like the story. I like how they did Jason. Which once again, Matthew's not here for us to praise Jason. He's missing out. So, and I like the final panel with all the Robins and Batman jump in. I like that. I'm a sucker for the group shots like that. And then of course the Bruce being a good dad to Damien and them. I'm always happy to see that. So I like this book. I liked it. The overarching story, like for all the books, I don't know. I don't like that, but I like this one.
I think I'm with you on this. This has gone on for way too long. It's a satisfying end. They've done really well to kind of set it up this way. There are some really great moments. The Damien Bruce thing is great. The group shot's great. Jason dying, great.
Again.
Some of I like Jorge Jimenez's art. I think it has like a great level of, I suppose,
grit.
It's surprisingly gritty for sure this time around. Previously, it's been quite elegant and it's quite full of motion. This, I don't know. There's a couple of. I mean, that panel's supposed to be a really good panel, but the angles they use are just wrong. The perspectives don't work for me on that one. But then this one where he's going on, pardon the pun, batshit crazy, that works. So some of the fight scenes, this page doesn't do anything for me. That's a great payoff here with the broken cowl, but other stuff it's just too much, and and I would have preferred a little bit more, I guess, structure to the panel. But overall, I think it's a good conclusion. It'll be interesting to see how Absolute Power uses Zur or Failsafe now that Failsafe or Zur's been deactivated.
Yeah. Can I also nitpick
Sure.
the Bruce reveal where he's in the bat suit and he's turned around when he's talking to them on page? What page was that?
Towards the back.
It's when it's after they've like repelled into where Tim is with Bruce, and he turns around and there's that light over the top. I think it's before that. It's before they go to fight. It's way.
Hang on. It's right at the front of the book.
Yeah, it's near the front. It's like page 7 or
4.
Keep going, because it's like it's after Barbara. Yeah, it's like right after that. Next page. Yeah, that okay. So that shot.
That's a John Romita Jr. shot, that isn't it?
It's just his chest. He looks like he's shaped like a light bulb. You know those round ones with his chest.
Do you know what it reminds me? I don't know if you'll remember. You know, but he reminds me of the Batman from the very first Injustice game.
Oh yeah.
He had a funny body shape, didn't he?
He did. I don't know why they do that. Do they do that? Their bodies?
Do what? Stand. Like, yeah, we stand.
No, not stand. You know what I mean. He has an itty bitty waist, and then like all of a sudden his ribs just like bulk out.
Well,
because the Injustice when it made sense because it wasn't his chest, it was the armor for the suit. But this one seems to just be like his body shape.
Well, you know, if we're going to pick body shape, we're going to pick apart body shapes in comic books. I'm not sure bloke's chests are where we should be starting.
Well, it's his waist too. He's like, you know.
I tell you what else I noticed in this book. I think we noticed it early on in one of the other books as well, but we didn't talk about it. Mm-hmm. Did you cast your eyes over the preview for the Gotham by Gaslight stuff?
I did. I actually own that movie though, but
oh, me too.
Yeah.
and the original book by Craig Russell and Mike Mignola.
Oh, I don't have the book though. I only have the movie. I did look at this. I think it's at the end of. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, brilliant.
This one I like Selina's. I like the Gaslight design. You know, I like the designs for the Gaslight, just that era. But I don't know. I don't really like this art right now. Maybe it'd grow on me. I don't know. It's just
it's more this is supposedly more steampunk, isn't it? It's after this.
Yeah.
Mike Mignola's art is dramatically different to this in the original book. The original book is really well done. If you get a chance to pick it up, go for it. But no, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in this. I am a little bit annoyed that we're using Selina again.
Yeah,
Selina's
again,
like
for the millionth time.
Yeah, exactly. It's either the Joker or Selina. It's like, really? You know?
With his rogues gallery, it's a shame. He has so many good villains, and they're like, oh, we're gonna focus on Harley. We're gonna focus on Joker. We're gonna have Selina as his only love interest.
Yeah, bring back the Condiment King.
I would like Talia to pop up. That would be nice. I'd like Talia for a while, you know. Or what was it? The one that was the animated series, Red Claw, or whatever her name was. She was pretty cool. Or Doctor Strange, or Hugo Strange, or the Penguin, or anyone.
I'd like to see some Penguin. In continuity Penguin.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Two-Face, but I think they've sickened Two-Face off a lot because he's been in quite a few books and they never know to make him good or evil or whatever.
You know who would be really good? That was from the animated series. I don't remember. I think what was her name, like Baby Doll.
Oh, it's freaky.
Yeah, she would be so cool though.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
I'm just a baby.
That would be because she could pull off some like orphan shit, you know, like orphan.
I think I've got the figure.
She's such a good character.
Yeah, I've got a. Where is it at? Mr. Freeze. No. That's at the bottom of the thing, isn't it?
Or we could have Scarface, the guy with the.
I don't. Yeah, the puppet. Yeah, yeah. I've got a Batman '82's Killer Croc figure. It comes with a baby doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, because her and Killer Croc had a thing. I'm not going to ask how that works, but
I'm not going to ask you. I'm just going to move on past that.
Moving on from that creepy image.
So we've got coming up. So as you can see in the previews, we've got Gotham by Gaslight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got Absolute Power starting in a few weeks. Are you looking forward to Absolute Power, or is it just going to be an absolute cluster?
I don't know. I want it to be good, but I don't know. I really don't know. I want it to be good, but I also wanted Dark Metals to be good, you know?
Let me see, because there is a trailer kicking around.
Yeah, there's a trailer. I think they have a Prelude trailer or something. Yeah, there it is. Like, I'm so sick of Waller, though. You know?
Yes, I hear you.
I just, and then I don't know. And then this is the one where like Green Arrow works for her, right? Is that the right one?
Well, we'll find out. If I've just got it here, if you give me 2 seconds, we'll have a quick share of this and see if we can see what this is like.
Mr. Freyja.
Where's it at? Here we go. So this is the trailer. It's available on YouTube. All you got to do is punch in Absolute Power comic trailer, and you'll get it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite looking forward to that.
Everyone's going to have to figure out how to be Bruce Wayne.
Some bad news, of course, is that the Wonder Woman costume is changing. She's going pants again.
Honestly, it kind of goes with everyone's look, though, so I'm not mad at it. She blends in with the rest of the team. Flash's new outfit's interesting.
We'll see.
Aquaman, how can they take his powers if he's just that's just his race, though? Like, I mean, what, can he not swim in the sea anymore?
Can you not talk to fish anymore?
He can't talk to the fishies no more, you know? Okay. And I like Martian Manhunter. He's looking nice and freaky. Yeah. I like him. Don't get enough of him. And is that Wonder Woman Squeeze, who I can't remember his name right now?
Steve
Trevor. Yeah, it looks like they have Steve Trevor there. I don't know who else it would be. So apparently the most powerful ones are going to be Batman and Green Arrow, because they run that shit without superpowers anyway. But, you know, it'll be interesting. I hope it's good, but I don't know.
I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And of course, over here on TDC, we will bring you the books as they happen.
Yeah.
Cool. Freya, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for spending the time.
Oh, no problem.
Don't forget to check out UCPN for all your favorite shows, including Freya,
K-Pop Cosmos, where we talk about all things K-pop.
Why not? The Old Timers Comic Book Show for those fans of books of a certain age, and of course, interview show outside the panels if you want to hear about creators, cons, and everything in between. It's all here on the UCPN. Freya, I will see you in a fortnight or so.
Yeah.
Excellent. I have been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes, and as always, adios.
Bye, guys.